If you've only been to Disneyland or Disney World, you might think that the food is all the same because it's all Disney, right? Oh no. And not only will we be comparing both coasts here in this video, but stick around to the end because we will crown a winner of which park has the best food. And honestly, I was even surprised by the final score. This is Disneyland versus Disney World, Food Edition. Hi, I'm Christina, and I want your family to have the most magical vacation possible. And as a former Disneyland local and a current Disney World local, I've gotten to know the parks very well. Specifically, my favorite part, the food, which tends to be the most important part of the trip because honestly, you gotta eat, right? And since you are on vacation, you want to eat the good stuff. Now, just to be clear, when we compare Disneyland and Disney World, we are not comparing the quantity of food you can have because Disney World, it's massive. Talked about that in a previous video. And so that would be the clear winner. I mean, you could eat 3 meals a day for a month at Disney World and still not have eaten it everywhere. But does bigger really mean better? Well, in this video, we're going to be judging based on food quality parks wide and fan favorites, which include experiences and dining that guests enjoy the most. I'm going to be as objective as possible, but like the ride video was, these are my opinions. So I want to know if you agree with them at the end of the video. So we're going to be comparing in 3 main areas: the parks, downtown Disney versus Disney Springs, and resort dining. So hit that subscribe button for more family vacation tips and let's get started. We're going to start off with the most popular parks, Disneyland Park versus Magic Kingdom Park. Yeah, Battle of the Castles. Disneyland snacks are legendary. You have seasonal churros, you have the classic Dole Whip, massive corn dogs, and Mickey-shaped beignets. Oh, and the chimichangas, which I don't recommend getting at the end of the night, but otherwise they're great. There are some amazing quick service restaurants like sandwiches at Jolly Holiday Cafe, classic and seasonal items at Red Rose Tavern, meat and veggie skewers at Bengal Barbecue. Need I say more? Soup in a bread bowl and amazing cookies at Harbor Galley, fried chicken at Plaza Inn, Mexican food at Rancho del Zocalo, and even Alien Pizza Planet has amazing options, especially for families with picky eaters. And for table service options, you have my favorite, the Blue Bayou restaurant, located inside Pirates of the Caribbean. There's a Monte Cristo sandwich at Cafe Orleans, the underrated River Belle Terrace, and the historic Carnation Cafe right there on Main Street. And for being such a small park, these food options, they go big, okay? It's so good. And Magic Kingdom, you still have the classics like the Dole Whip and churros, but I've heard the churros tend to taste stale quickly in the Florida weather. But there's also the Cheshire Cat tail pastry, the Instagram-worthy ice cream at Storybook Treats, and the very popular cheeseburger rolls outside Adventureland, which are essentially egg rolls that are flavored to either cheeseburgers or seasonal flavors like pepperoni pizza, things like that. The quick service restaurants, well, they're okay. You've got flatbreads at Pinocchio Village Haas, hamburgers and chicken sandwiches at Cosmic Rays, Tex-Mex at Pecos Bill's, hot dogs at Casey Corners, and that's about it. But I mean, eating inside Be Our Guest is pure fantasy if you love Beauty and the Beast as much as I do. And eating inside the castle at Cinderella's Royal Table is just a dream, but pricey. Then there's the Beacon Barrel Pirates of the Caribbean themed lounge located in Adventureland. So good, so good. But Skipper's Canteen in Adventureland and Tony's Town Square at the top of Main Street seem to be less consistent in both food quality and service. So when it comes to consistent flavor and overall food quality, I'm gonna give it to Disneyland. Sorry, Disney World. So Disneyland is the winner. Okay, next we're gonna compare Disney's California Adventure in California to, okay, that was a bit redundant, sorry. Disney's California Adventure versus Disney's Hollywood Studios because they kind of have the same vibe. There are a lot of very popular rides, and the food is very much comparable, but doesn't mean they're the same. So let's head on over to California Adventure first. And I gotta say, DCA, which is Disney's California Adventure, has gone through a lot of changes in the last few years, and the food quality, pretty awesome. There are tons of snack options in Hollywoodland, Cars Land, and Pixar Pier, and Mickey-shaped sourdough. Yes, that's a thing. And you might be able to get a Baymax shape. I don't know if that's still over there, but that was a thing too. And some of the best quick service food I've ever had has been in California Adventure. Like the San Francisco food court area, like Aunt Cass's, and there's Adventures Campus, and there's the Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta, which has been a winner for our family every time we've gone. And that's just to name some of my favorites. You also have very classy table service restaurants there, like Carthay Circle, which is an alfresco section, which is really nice. And then there's Lamplight Lounge, themed to Pixar, but oh my gosh, the food quality takes it up to a whole new level. And like I said, even the outdoor options for both these restaurants are amazing. And I would recommend that if you don't want to spend big money on the actual restaurants themselves. Like lobster nachos at the Boardwalk Dining at Lamplight Lounge. That's one of my favorite meals ever. So good, so delicious. And then at Hollywood Studios, you have incredible theming like Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which is also at Disneyland. There's Toy Story Land. And then you have standard theme park food like at Sunset Boulevard and Backlash Express, and even ABC Commissary. But the food is kind of hit or miss, to be honest. Sometimes it's really good, and sometimes it's theme park food. But Hollywood Studios also has really fun table service restaurants like 50s Primetime Diner, Sci-Fi Diner, and the Hollywood Brown Derby. The character dining at Hollywood and Vine is also great, especially if you have young kids. But overall, most of the meals you're gonna get there aren't gonna be super memorable or that repeatable. So this round goes to Disney's California Adventure. Disneyland wins another one. All right, now the foodie favorite, seasonal food festivals. Disney's California Adventure has 3 food festivals throughout the year. There's Lunar New Year, Food and Wine, and Festival of the Holidays. Now these food festivals are going to be significantly smaller than what you would find at EPCOT, but here at California Adventure you get to purchase a sip and savor pass to get different food and drink items, which helps to keep your budget in check. But overall, my experience at these food festivals have been okay. Like there's some very good standout food options, and then there's either they're not memorable or they're just not good. So I appreciate the sip and savor pass because it doesn't feel like I'm wasting money, but at the same time, it's okay. I still enjoy them. They're just usually some more misses than hits, if that makes sense. But EPCOT, EPCOT has turned food festivals into an art form. Literally. They have 4 food festivals throughout the year. Festival of the Arts, Flower and Garden Festival, both very pretty. There's Food and Wine that happens during the fall, and the Festival of the Holidays. It's like one giant year-round foodie adventure, including dishes inspired by all over the world. They don't have the sip and savor pass. However, the prices are usually less than you would find in California, thankfully. So when comparing these food festivals, gotta give it to EPCOT. EPCOT wins this one for variety and creativity. But I still love going to California Adventure's food festivals as well. And speaking of EPCOT, we've got to put this in the comparison category because really, with World Showcase, there is nothing like EPCOT in all of Disney properties. Every one of the 11 countries around World Showcase has its own table service restaurant, and it usually has a quick service or a quick service like dining option at each country as well. So you really get to taste and experience each country's culture, especially because many of the cast members that work there are from those countries. So it's still like American, but I want to say it's close to as authentic as possible, but I know it isn't. Anyways, just pretend that it is. I mean, there's sushi in Japan, there's pizza in Italy, and then margaritas in Mexico. Like you got a lot of good choices. So no comparison here between the coast. Disneyland just doesn't have anything like EPCOT. I wish they did. So we're going to say Disney World is a winner here, even though there's not really a good comparison. And I gotta mention the fourth park at Disney World, Animal Kingdom, because it secretly might be the best food park at Disney World. Yes, I know that contradicts what I just said about EPCOT, but hear me out. You've got the quick service restaurant Satuli Canteen, which has such unique food options. I've never had a bad meal there. You've got the Escape the Park and Just Relax Nomad Lounge. And the Asian fusion table service restaurant Yak and Yeti. Again, I've never had a bad meal there. I mean, it's creative, flavorful, and way more adventurous than your average theme park meal. So all that is hard to beat. Plus, they have amazing snack booths throughout the park. And other quick service restaurants like Flame Tree Barbecue or the Haramba Market in Africa, the kid-friendly option, Pizza Fari, and more expensive table service restaurants like Tiffin's and character dining at Tusker House. So see some animals, eat, see some animals, eat, and repeat throughout your day. That's how I do my Animal Kingdom day. So even though we're not technically comparing, because Disneyland, again, doesn't have anything like Animal Kingdom, we're going to give Disney World the winner here. So far, we've got Disneyland beating Magic Kingdom, California Adventure beating Hollywood Studios, EPCOT for food festivals and food park in general, and then there's Animal Kingdom just for being such a good food park. So the race is tight, but there will be a winner, I promise. So let's talk about where you can eat outside of the parks, specifically Downtown Disney at Disneyland and Disney Springs at Disney World. Downtown Disney is small but mighty and has gone through a lot of changes in recent years. You've got new places like Din Tai Fung. Sorry if I did not say that right. There's Black Tap and Jazz Kitchen. It's very easy to walk, family friendly, and the food quality is pretty solid. Disney Springs, however, it's a city of food options, to be honest. Celebrity chefs, themed restaurants, live music. Like, you could plan an entire vacation just around eating here, and you don't have to pay for admission. Like our favorites, the Boathouse, Wine Bar George. You have themed lounges like Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar, themed to Indiana Jones. There's Gideon's where you can get a half-pound cookie. And that's just right in the same area. And tons of options I've never even tried yet. So as much as I love Downtown Disney for being simple, compact, and delicious, Disney Springs is gonna have to win this one because it is the go-to spot for high-quality food and award-winning dining. Okay, now let's talk resort dining. Hotel resort dining. Disneyland has 3 Disney-owned hotels. Now, there are numerous other good neighbor hotels surrounding Disneyland, but we're not going to be talking about those. We're just talking about Disney-owned. And these hotels have pretty solid dining options. But because they're so close to downtown Disney, these may not be your go-to places to eat. So like at the Disneyland Hotel, there's Trader Sam's and Goofy's Kitchen, which is a great place when you have for celebrating kids' birthdays and things like that. At Pixar Place Hotel, there's the Great Modern American Eatery, which is actually a chain restaurant, not exclusive to Disney, and it's pretty good. And then you got the real foodie star, the Grand Californian, home to GCH Craftsman Grill, Hearthstone Lounge, so good. Character and buffet dining at Storyteller Cafe, which is actually where we had our rehearsal dinner. Love it. And my personal favorite, fine dining at Napa Rose. They also have princess breakfast there at Napa Rose in the mornings, but to be honest, it is very, very expensive. So if you're looking to splurge your little princesses, this is a great option. You get a lot of time with the princesses throughout your experience. It's expensive. Very expensive. And then we go to Disney World. Oh my goodness. With over 20 resorts, you have endless food options. From Ohana's family style meals at the Polynesian to Topolino's Terrace character breakfast or fancy dinner with a view at the Riviera Resort. If you come to Disney World and you don't eat at one of the resorts, you're missing out. In my experience, the service is kind of hit or miss at the resort restaurants. However, the food quality is usually very consistent and very good. And don't forget, Disney World has a Michelin star restaurant, Victoria and Albert's, which is a whole nother dining experience. So yeah, sorry Disneyland, but this really is not a close comparison. Disney World wins. All right, let's add up the final score. Disneyland versus Magic Kingdom, Disneyland wins. Disney's California Adventure versus Disney's Hollywood Studios, Disneyland wins. Food festivals, Disney World wins. EPCOT World Showcase, well, Disney World has that. Animal Kingdom, again, Disney World has that. Downtown Disney versus Disney Springs, Disney World wins that one. And the resorts, yeah, it's gotta be Disney World. So what's the verdict? Well, Disneyland may be small, but the food quality is so consistent and seasonally delicious. So if you are looking for fan favorites and reliability, the West Coast is going to be the best option. But Disney World's variety, creativity, and international flavors can't be beat. So Disney World wins this food fight. But don't worry, Disneyland, you are a favorite in so many ways. So what do you think? Did I get it right? Which park has your favorite Disney food item? Please tell me in the comments. I would love to know your foodie take. And if you missed my earlier episodes where I compare the rides and the parks in general, then check the description for those links, or it might show up here in a corner somewhere. And the next episode in the series, we are diving into the entertainment. So I'm talking parades, shows, nighttime spectaculars. You don't want to miss it. And I'll even have a special guest joining me as well, who is also a travel agent, and she was just at Disneyland last week. So you don't want to miss it. Once again, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a very magical day and a happily ever after. Bye.